Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. Oh my goodness, I think I feel like a cough is going to come on. In any event, welcome. I'm so glad that you've joined me today. Remember, this is part of a live, so if you're joining me live, make sure that you do say hello. And also, if you're on YouTube, make sure that you hit that button below, subscribe to my YouTube button. And if you're through Facebook, make sure that you've given StreamYard permission. That way, then I know who is on here and everything else. In any event, it's Tuesday. Oh my goodness. And it's my Technique Tuesday. How did they do that? Now, I kind of came across this technique purely by accident, but I was totally amazed that you can actually do this. So I'm really kind of happy about that. In any event, one thing, it is live, and I will be talking with different people as we go along. If you don't like that, just watch the replay, and you can scoot on by, and then you don't have to listen to me talk with everybody. But they probably have great questions there as well. Hello, Lorraine and Ina and Pam and Janet. Oh my goodness. You're from stormy Ontario. We have had a lot of snow today. It it's one of those days that you don't really want to be on the road just because of the craziness, because it's actually been our first snowfall. And here we are, January the 9th, and it's our first snowfall. It's just unbelievable. Hello, Leona. In any event, I am going to hop on down to the desktop here. And like I say, I'm really kind of excited about this one. This is water heat embossing. Now, like I say, I kind of came by it purely by accident, but what a great way to actually have another technique. Now, remember, if there's any techniques that you want to see at all, just make sure that you personal message me. I will try to do something. If I've already done it, I'll put a twist on it so that we've got lots of different variation. Remember that you can go into my Facebook group, and the link is right down there below. These get posted at 9:05 on Wednesday, and there's 84 in there right now, and as of tomorrow there'll be 85 different techniques in there, and some of them are they're different, that's for sure. In any event, I'm going to see how this turns out. I did play with it a little bit, so that way at least I've got sort of a get go. And honestly, when we go to do our techniques, we never know what's really going to happen until we actually um, get the technique and start doing the technique. Okay, so this is water heat embossing. Did you know that you can use water um, to have a base instead of Versamark with your heat embossing? And it's only when you want a certain look, for sure. You're not going to ever be able to do it with a stamp, but you can definitely do it the way that I'm going to show you. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Lila. And hello, Marjorie. In you're in Cindy, you're in North Dakota. You must be just below Manitoba. I'm sure they said that North Dakota was right below Manitoba when I was there visiting family. In any event, you are going to use, let's get on this. We're going to use the Everyday Details bundle. I love this bundle. I'm excited to do my an add-on all occasion class next month with it. It's going to be a to-go class. These are the dies. If you were at my Sunday card class, you would have seen this in action. And then also these are the stamps that go with it. And I really kind of like this. I like the fact that Stampin' Up! Has gone to eclectic stamps. I really like that. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I really do appreciate you sharing. Okay, so it has these dies and it has this stamp set. And this is kind of an interesting one as well. But we're going to use those today. Just going to put that off to the side. You'll see what that is. Okay, so what you're going to do now, I know on this, and I'm going to change this up because when I did play with it, this is water fluid 100 watercolor paper, and it's very important that you do use this this paper. I will show you. I think I still have that sheet here where I did it with non watercolor paper, and it just didn't work. So I have on here spritz, but I'm going to change that around. We're going to just come in. I've got this. Just got some water, and we're just going to flick some water onto this watercolor paper, just like so. And we're going to kind of let it dry just a little bit. That's the beauty of this mat too, because this mat, you can get water on it and just come in and dry it with a paper towel. We're going to be using the mat quite a bit today. Oops. Now, what we're going to do now is come in, and I'm going to use gold embossing powder. You could use any color embossing powder. It wouldn't matter on here. And what I'd like to do to get my embossing powder out is I like to use cardstock. Now, this is kind of a big piece of cardstock. What is the size of that diamond die one piece? Which one are you talking about? This piece here, is that the one that you're talking about? It's about 3/4 of an inch by 6 inch. It's really a neat piece, that's for sure. Okay, so I've got this. You know what? I think I might do just a bit more on there. So now what I want to do is I want to come with this. Be very careful because we don't want them really running these dots of water. And I'm just going to come in and put embossing powder on here. Now, when I go to flick this off, what's going to happen is that water is going to go into my embossing powder. Very carefully, we don't want that to happen. And I put a lot of embossing powder on here. Holy crow. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly just tip this over, and then look at that. Look at that background. My goodness. Now I'm just going to let this sit for a bit because I want it to dry just a little bit more, because I want to get some of these messy bits off of here like that. But see, I've got water back in there. So what we want to do, it does dry okay. It doesn't wreck your stuff. So I'm just going to actually go back in and do that a little bit more. I don't want that on there, and I don't want that there. I don't want it where it looks like it's spread. I want it to look like it's blobbed on there. And what an interesting background, right? Well, I've never been in the States from Manitoba. I'm always down there and it's such short visits. Yeah, I know that they were in Minnesota. They went there for a concert. So, and they're just where they live is just above Fargo. So see what I mean? Isn't that kind of an interesting thing? Now we're going to use this water again. So I'm just putting that on the silicone mat so it doesn't shake around too much. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just do the rest of the card. Now I've gone ahead and I'm using Night of Navy. I thought that would be a good base to have with this. And I also have the distressed gold because I'm trying to match the gold with the embossing powder. Now I cut this 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and then I just went in and used the deckled rectangle in there, because honestly, we don't want to have, because when I do what I'm doing with this paper, I want it just to have a gold border around it. And I don't want to waste all that paper in there. So that's why I cut that out that way. Now let's go stamp a stamped image here. I'm going to use the teacup, and we're going to use our blends on it. So we're mixing water and alcohol, and anyways, we're just going to do it like that. Really nice tight image there. And then I'm going to come in with light Night of Navy. I'm going to use some Azura no, you know what? I think I'm going to go in and I'm going to use some Balmy Blue. And I think we'll use the Bubble Bath and the Sea Foam for the leaves. So just going to do that quite quickly. I'm not paying too much to detail here, but I just want an image on there. Now I'm thinking that probably what might work a little bit better is the dark balmy blue. That's light. That's light too. Well, we'll use the balmy blue to begin with, and then I'm going to come in with navy on there. So I just want some ink on there to saturate the teacup. Actually, the blue might not look too bad. Let's see, maybe that might look okay. I do have one that's darker with the navy. Just thought it was a little too dark on there. And then, like I say, I'm going to use Bubble Bath for the flower. And just the dark Bubble Bath to come in there. Well, you know, I don't mind that at all. And I think yellow for the inside of the flower. And then have to be the Daffodil Delight. Well, we'll see which one we like. I do have it here. I have one in navy and I've got one in the blue, and you can see, but I'm going to have to fussy cut that out and then I'll show you the rest. Hello, Judy. All right, so we're just going to go and fussy cut this, and then we can start working back onto our technique. Like I say, it's looking like it's doing pretty good with this right now. So, but like I say, I want to let that part dry, and of course we have to make a card, right? So now originally I was thinking that I could do something else with it. I was actually quite excited. I was thinking, oh, I could use this and then I could die cut with it, which would be interesting. However, I just kind of want a background to go with this instead of, you know, like an embossed with embossing folder background. So this was just done on plain basic white paper. So if anyone put an order in December, did anybody get the white paper that Stampin' Up gave us? It was not in every order. Some people got it, some people didn't. It was just random that they were giving out little packets of basic white. All right, so here we have this. Now we need to use our heat gun, of course. So, oh, Lake Saskatchewan, about 10 miles south of the lake. Nice. Oh, Lorraine, you got the white paper. Judy, you got some white paper. Marjorie got some. I know, I mean, my goodness, I must have gotten 7 or 8 pieces. Now, this is, remember, it's not Versamark, it's water that we did that embossing powder with. It does dry a little bit different. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of sort of melting some of it from the back side. And like I say, now I've got spots and they're really original. Now, when you do start heat embossing it, it bubbles. It's really quite different. Now, if you go over it a lot more, what happens is that you could overcook it and you lose it. So I'm going to actually leave it where it's got that really weird texture, and I'll show that to you when it's closer. Now that one's not even, but I will show you this texture. It's really quite interesting. It's good old science projects, right? Some is not embossing. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. But wait till you see this when I show it to you up close. And I'm not going to overcook it. And I'm not going to, excuse me, see, by not doing it on the back, what happens is it could move around a little bit. Okay, I could heat this more, and it makes it go more like the regular embossing. But look at this texture on there. See how it's a little bit different on there? And I kind of like that. That just gives a totally different look on there. There we go. So like I say, that then, oh, I can't get this off. So that's the background. And that looks like that could heat up just a tiny bit more. So let's, but it does take longer to dry. Because you have those pools of water, right? Yes, Cindy, I got about that many too. Margaret got paper. Carol got paper. Yes, but it's so different. Look at it. It's bubbly. So that's going to give us our background on here. So it's just like that. Now, I thought I could leave it like that. Or what I could do is I could turn around and I could do a wash on it. So let me just, I'll show you kind of what I have. Like these are those dies from the everyday things. And I thought, well, let's put those where they're kind of like this. And then we could put this on here. Or we could do this one on here. I don't know which one, but I want to show you. First of all, this is it done on regular paper, and it really, it blotches different, it dries different, and it makes your paper really, really, it makes it crinkly and coarse. Now, when I did this, when I was just playing with it, what I did was, and these ones had different splots on it, I then went and did a water wash on there. So that would be like that with this. And I think I'm going to continue to do a wash on here. So I'm going to use Night of Navy just to give, because it's kind of stark white, right? And let's see, I'll come in with my water painter. No, I'm going to come in with my a spritzer. Well, maybe, yeah, there we go. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is get this wet. I'm going to come in with my water painter and just pick up some of this navy. And then we're just going to wash it. And that's just going to take that little tiny bit of starkness off. Now I'm going to just, this is so nice not having to worry about that other getting different stuff on there. Oh, look at that with the gold. And it's almost like a water resist on the gold here. And you know, I used two colors on the last one, but I think I might just leave that. And of course, this is going to dry a little bit lighter. Just do that. We'll come in with our paper towel and just dry that off. We'll let that dry, and then we'll continue on with the card. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this right on here, the light blue cup. You know, yeah, it's the other one. I actually went and put Azure Afternoon on it, but I'm going to have it like that. I think if I had more of a lighter color card and not with the navy, for some reason, I just wanted to do this in navy. I thought of doing it. I didn't know how Lost Lagoon would look with the gold. All right, so let's do this. Remember, this will be on my Facebook page tomorrow at 9:05. Well, we're hoping. I've got an appointment at 6:30 tomorrow in town. I know, silly, isn't it? Now, that's almost dry. I don't want to overheat that gold on there. So, and you know about the trick, eh? If you, with watercolor paper, if you dry from both sides, what will happen? It straightens your paper out. See, I do it this side, and then on this side. Okay. It's kind of okay. We'll see how that looks. All right, so that's just going to go on there. And this is embossed with water. So it gives a really different background there. So I've got this, and these were cut from those dies, and I'm going to put that there. We're going to put one on top there. We could have gone with straight circles. That might have even not taken so much away. There's the dark flower, and there's the light flower. Which one do you like? And then I think I'm also going to go ahead and put some ribbon on this. Oh, and I could have used that gold ribbon. Oh my goodness, that would look nice on there too. So I could come in with this. Yes, that would just tie everything together. And then I'm going to come in with the Night of Navy. That's Misty Moonlight. This is the Night. My goodness. I don't know which one I've got here. I want to come in with the Night of Navy Stampin' Blend. It's Misty Moonlight. This is Balmy Blue. Here we go. We've got the Night of Navy. It's right here. And let's just see what this looks like, or if we're going to use the navy. And this is the glass mat. If this turns out that it gets onto the glass mat and you're going, oh, it's alcohol, I don't want to have alcohol on my glass mat, just take rubbing alcohol and just, yeah, that'll just give that tiny bit of. Okay, everyone's saying the light. Some are saying the dark. Well, the light is one out. So let's go ahead and just put this across here. I'm going to come in with my tear and tape. It is totally different. It's like I say, I came by it totally by accident. And I liked it because it was splotches, right? It's so nice to be able to have a splotch and not have to worry about. Now, take your pick tool. There we go. So I like how this ties that gold in there too. Gives it quite a bit of royal. Gives it richness there. And we'll come in with this again. Okay, so that's just going to go on there. So it's all good and dry now. So let's just put this on there. And this is just going to go onto the front. Remember, really, the technique is all, it's more about the technique than the card, but I kind of want to have a good, nice card that goes with it as well. We have a Taquita saying hello to everybody. So this is just going to go here. You like the light one, you said? Okay. So, oh, I have, oh my goodness, I got glue all over my hands. So I've put the dimensionals on either side of the glue. You know what? I'm going to have to hold this down. Either side of where the ribbon is. And I think we'll just put this one directly right down on there. And then we'll pop up the teacup. Well, yay, that's a whole thing of dimensionals gone there. Now I happen to have this, and I just need to do like a faux bow on there. So make sure that that's down there. Like I say, you won't see this on my mat tomorrow because it'll be rubbed off with rubbing alcohol. So let's just go ahead and put that on there. Oh, just doing, like I say, a faux bow. Oh. You can still see that technique that's there behind it. And then what we want to do is we want to put sentiments on there. So I was thinking I can go really simple with the sentiments. In this stamp set, we have this one that says, you make every day a little brighter. So that can go on. Oh, you know what? That would actually look. I'm now thinking to myself that it probably would look better not on white, but on black with the, Night of Navy with the gold embossing. But I'm going to try this on here in the Night of Navy. Now, another thing you can use this glass mat for. Thanks for sharing. You know, if you like this, remember to give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate that. So I'm going to test that this is straight. You can use that for that as well. So that won't look too bad up there. Now, what I was thinking was not to have this all as one piece. Oops. Make every day a little brighter. I want that like that. Nope. Oh my goodness. So I really do think it would look great with the embossing. However, so I'm just gonna go again. And you know, that almost needs to be a little bit of brushing on it. So I'll just come in with my blending brush. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at this. I've used alcohol markers, I've used blending brush, I've used a stamp set with this mat. Remember, you can get this mat if you join my team. So let's go ahead. We can put that right there. We could even put it up on an angle like that, which I think I'm going to do. This to put a strip on. Just like that. Like I say, you can now get really neat sort of looks with embossing on there. So remember to use that technique. And sometimes, you know, it really is, it's kind of neat. I was wanting to do different colors with it, but we're just going to put that on there like that. And of course, in order to keep with the gold, I have these gems. Oh, and the inside of the card. And you know what? I'm not going to do too much on the inside of the card. I'm just going to actually take this part right here and just use those little, they're almost like a cross hatch thing. And a little bit right like that. And that kind of finishes off the inside a bit. Put that in there. Does the cardstock pick up? Well, this won't because it's navy. Do you want to see? This is the back side. It will not do that with this. It will do it with this, I'm sure of it. Yeah, see, it does that. Ooh, maybe we could use that as a technique. And I know this will too because it is still wet. But it's on the back side of it, so we're okay. Should I be washing it off right away? Yes. But it's easy for a easy cleanup. If this was white cardstock, I would have fixed that completely. I would have cleaned it off. But the nice beauty of it with the alcohol, it doesn't. Okay, so there's the card like that. Let's go in and just put some of these on here. You know what? I think I'm going to use all the smaller ones. One there, and I'm going to use another one here. And there we go. So that is, the technique is the water heat embossing. It gives you a totally unique, different type of way that you can actually get a really nice background. What we could have, thanks Janet, what we could have also done instead of a whitewash technique on this or the whitewash there, we could have used our blending brush, and we could have gone and blended on there, and I'll show you how that would look as well. So on this part we could go right in and we could have just blended, and that might have given just another bit of a different sort of look on there as well. Awesome. So like I say, this will be on there at 9:05 tomorrow Pacific time. Interesting. I know, it's really different, isn't it? In any event. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that that gives you a tiny bit of inspiration. Join me tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Tomorrow is going to be my mystery challenge. I have no idea what the clues are going to be, but just remember there'll be something that you'll have in your stamp room that you can use as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. Remember to give me the thumbs up. If you don't have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Yeah. Anyways, reach out if you've got any techniques that you'd love to see me do. Thanks so much. Bye now.